You're killing me. 1 minute in this muted jab. Killing me. Killing me. These times I'm all waxing lyrical about Man United. Listen, another loss for United. As I was saying, I will love it. Absolutely love it. If Athletic come to Old Trafford and do these, man. What is it? 3-0 up, yeah? Old man tech. Trust, Jav. Old man things. Old man. I'm sure I checked it as well. I'm sure I checked it. Obviously, my old eyes gave up on me. But listen. Oh, Mason Mount played today, yeah? Bomba Clot. Jeez, and he got 8, yeah? He played decent, apparently. What? Mason Mount. But he still lost. More importantly. That defense. Who? Frederickson. Who? I'm sorry, what? Tyler? United rubbish. What is this? United rebuild is a myth. Trust me. Shall I give you some stats? Because Ken Dog was trying to go at me about Arsenal. So what are the stats I've got? Okay, Man United. This is in terms of tech culture, yeah? The last time Man United won the league, there was no such thing as the iPhone 16, 17. None of that existed. There was no iPhone 6. There was no iPhone 7. So the last iPhone was iPhone 5. There was no TikTok. The last console was a PS3. Instagram didn't have stories. In terms of football, Cristiano was the Ballon d'Or winner. The FIFA cover was Messi. Bale went to Real Madrid. And the likely rising star was Mbappe. That's one piece. What else have I got for you? What else? Because Ken Dog, he threw a lot of stuff in here, to be fair. Okay. If you're a young coach or player looking for a well-run club with tactical clarity and momentum, Spurs are currently more attractive than Manchester United. This is what it says. If you're motivated by money and brand status or emotional pull, United still have the allure. That's what it says. This is what chat says. What else did chat have? Ruben Amorim has, so this is a comparison between Ruben and Ten Hag. So got Ruben Amorim hasn't stabilized the ship. Poor start. United under Amorim have suffered their worst league season in years with no visible tactical improvement or structure. Struggles with adaptation. His sporting system hasn't translated to the Premier League and he hasn't shown flexibility. This is damning stuff. Team confidence. The squad looks tactically confused and mentally fragile. I better start this because this is a good one. I like that. And mentally fragile. Some of that falls on his leadership. Responsibilities fail to arrest the slide and install clarity or consistency despite some time to implement his philosophy. Whoa. This is crazy stuff. Eric Ten Hag, the decline started under Eric. Tactically inconsistency. United regressed in his second full season with poor attacking structure and persistent defensive issues. Recruitment, some of the signings, e.g. Anthony and Mount, haven't delivered value. He reportedly had significant input in transfers, injuries and excuses. While injuries plague the squad, Ten Hag often cited them rather than adapting effectively. Responsibility set the stage for the current problems: unstable system, unperforming players, morale issues. That's just some damning stuff. So you can't tell me if Man United win the Europa League, they've had a more successful season than Arsenal. That just does not make sense. None of that makes sense. This is what United need to do to bridge the gap on Arsenal. To bridge the gap with Arsenal and re-establish themselves as title contenders, Man United should consider the following. Defensive reinforcements. United's defense has been a significant weakness, conceding multiple goals in several matches, including a recent 4-3 loss to Brentford. This is fresh off the stoop. This is fresh. Squad depth and experience. And these times they tell you Yoro is meant to be the Saliba killer. Anyway, squad depth and experience. Injuries and lack of depth have forced United to field inexperienced lineups, exposing them to defeats. Managerial stability and tactical clarity. Under the new manager Ruben Amorim, United have struggled to find consistency. Establishing a clear tactical identity and stability in management is crucial. The fourth point, consistent domestic focus. Prioritize European competition has come at the expense of domestic form. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that is the case, to be fair. This is where chat gets into his chat shit. Because I don't think that is the case. There's no way they concentrate on Europe over Premier League. They just end up being shite in the Premier League. Anyway, come at the expense of domestic form. Balanced commitment is essential to improving league performance. I mean, there was more, but I'll just leave it there. So Man United, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Xavi bros giving us a full essay on United. Is that, hey, that's what I'm here for, baby. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to give you the realness. You know what I mean? I've you know what I'm gonna do now. I've done. I've got some videos of Rants and Flex. Flex has been talking hella shite in my DMs. I love Flex, but he's been saying, "Yeah, you've been going at us all season. Now it's your turn." I said, "Yeah," and I hit him up later after they just lost 4-3. What? I've got some compilations of them man celebrating their Europa League victory. So I'm just gonna post it. I might post it tonight or tomorrow. Say, look at these man. Now look at them. Jesus Christ, it was all good just a week ago. What do you think about Arteta's press? What his press conference? Jesus Christ, don't get me started on that press conference. Is nothing short of fucking embarrassing. The one before the game was embarrassing when he said he wanted to do a warm up or something, and he looked and saw all their men sitting next to each other. Don't piss me off, bro. Don't piss me off. First you got Chat GPT to glaze Vega, and now you're reading essays coming up. What? I'm reading essays on Man United, bro. I'm giving you the whole breakdown. Like, I'm giving you tactical nous and knowledge. This is great information. I could have fed it off as my own. I could have said, and just put in my own words and be like, I just really feel like tactically, Man United. Like, let me do a little practice one. So look, this is me. This is right. So this is when you lot won't even know what I'm doing. This is what some man be doing. So you won't even know. So I'll be like, let me find a point here, but I didn't read out to you earlier. So I could be like this. So, if we're judging strictly like currently on impact at Manchester United, I would say Ollie's done better. And even better, I could even have it here. So it's like I'm reading the comments. I'll be like, yeah, so I'd say Ollie's done better, wouldn't you say? But but if we evaluate it based on like tactical acumen or long-term upside, then maybe, just maybe, Amorim could surpass Ollie. That's chat. That's the chat. That's chat. GPT. What do you think of that? How was that? You would have thought that was me, innit? You thought that was me, but you thought, hold on a minute, he's being serious. He sounds good. He sounds good. Streets are saying Ahmad has more goals than Saka. They can say that. They could say that. Saka's been injured, broski. What? Okay. Man's telling me about Ahmad. I don't think that's the case, bro. No, I don't. He's not had a better season. So I don't know what you're talking about. But if you want that to be a thing, if you want that to be a narrative, you can somehow force that narrative. But for me, comparing Ahmad and Saka is a bit like comparing, promising understudy with an established Premier League star. Like, I mean, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, why would you do such a thing? Like, if we're talking about career level and experience, Ahmad can't touch Saka, bruv. Like, what are you on about? Like, Saka's already a key man for Arsenal. He's had over 200 senior appearances. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what Ahmad's played how many games? I can't even say. Saka's he's an England international. He started at the World Cup. He's played European Championships. Ahmad's still developing. Ahmad's limited. He's had limited time for Man United, and you're going to talk to me about comparing him to Saka. Like, there's no comparison. So for me, Saka wins by a distance. And if you want to talk about their playing style, for me, Saka everyone would want a bit of Saka. Saka's two-footed, but primarily left-footed, bro. But he's two-footed. He plays off the right. He can play off the left. He's known for his balance, his intelligence, and his end product. His G8 is fantastic. No one can touch that. Ahmad's left-footed and left-footed only, and he plays off the right-hand side. But more, I'll give you that. He's a bit more of a dribbler. He's a dribbler playmaker style, and he relies on tight control. But if you press his first control, his first touch, it's all over. And he can be creative in tight spaces. So I'll give him that. But for me, Saka is more direct, more decisive. Ahmad is more like he'll do off the cuff. He's more flair based. Do you know what I mean? I'll give him that. If you want to compare stats, Saka has 15 goals, involvements in the Premier League. He's a consistent starter apart from injuries this season. Minimal appearances this is for Ahmad. He's had minimal appearances, most off the bench. So I don't know what you're talking about in terms of potential as well. Saka's already world class with room to grow. Ahmad, high ceiling, but still very unproven at the top level, bro. So Saka has fulfilled his potential early. And Arsenal are lucky, and we're grateful as well. Ahmad is yet to break out. For me, Saka is far ahead in terms of impact, consistency, and level of play. Diallo is talented. He is talented. Don't get it twisted. The brother's talented, but he could develop into a special player. But right now, as we speak, it's not even close, and it's not a contest. We come for football Fico breakdowns, not chat GPT. Yes, people. What you saying, JBRS? Thank you, Nicholas. Ahmad is more like a Wally Walcott. I like that one. Saka is like Diaz level, scrubbing Salah's boots. Oh, Wally Walcott is that sounds mad, isn't it? Bruno Odegaard. I wouldn't. You take Bruno at Liverpool? You're crazy. I think Odegaard's better than Bruno, if I'm honest. I just think Arteta's hindered Odegaard. But that's what I believe. I believe he's hindered his performance by not having a striker. That's really hindered him. Someone that can run beyond. Let's see what the chat says about Bruno. Well, Martin Odegaard versus Bruno Fernandes, because that's how you'd say it if he was Asian, I think. It's this high level comparison between two Premier League's most creative midfielders, but they differ in style, which I've learned a lot lately, I'd say. Consistency and influence. Influence on their teams. Odegaard is the captain. I mean, they're both captains of the team. Odegaard sets pace, though, at Arsenal. He sets the tempo. For example, his pressing, his movement, his technical control. His technical control is integral to the Arteta system. However, I have an issue with it. Again, this is what I just said 2 minutes ago, where we don't have a number 9 that can run in on beyond. That's why everyone's onto Odegaard right now, because there's no one for him to pass the ball to apart from Saka. That is an issue. This is where Bruno differs, because he's your only creative force at Man United. He leads all chances created, and to be fair, he's the one carrying the team. To be fair, that's just how it is. So in terms of system for the team, for both managers, they're both crucial players. But we have to look at it and be like, well, you know, it's like the Harry Kane syndrome at Spurs. You know, that's all they had to pay the ball to was him. So he's going to get all the goals. In terms of style of play, my man's more elegant than him. Odegaard. Odegaard's more prettier on the eye in terms of his technical ability. He's fantastic. That's why I'm having Odegaard. I feel Odegaard's been hampered by Arteta's stupidity. Do you know what I mean? Buying players like Kai Havertz to disrupt the whole thing when we really needed a deep line player like a Xhaka replacement that could just do what Xhaka did, but better, younger. Arsenal need Arda. Listen, I would love that to happen, but that's not going to happen. I said the other day, United fans first tried to force Rashford, Saka, then Greenwood, Saka, then Anthony, then Sancho, then Garnacho, and that is boring, and it is so boring. And then they moved it on to Cole Palmer. Then it was always forward. Like, it's boring. How come Saka gets compared to everyone? It's just crazy. What makes them do that? Why always me? That's what Saka needs, a why always me t-shirt, because this doesn't make sense. Always up Saka's ass. Bruno stats on that. Yeah, but it's not always about stats, bro. You got to have the eye test. There's a reason why Man United are 16th or 15th, whatever it is, and lost 16 games. He's part of that team. There's no way that guy, Bruno's been part of many Man United teams and he's never delivered. Do you know what I mean? You're just looking at it now. You're so desperate to be part of a conversation with, like, how can you compare some of us playing in a team that's 16th to some of us second in the league? Like, come on, bro. In our darkest days, regardless of what the stats say, my eyes tell me something else and the results tell you something else. You can read out all the stats you want. Man's doo-doo, bruv. When it counted for Man United, look where you are in the league. I don't know what kind of fallacies you man create. It's, you know what? It's impressive. The imagination. I'm always wondering what level of stupidity we can get to in football, like football chat, and it just gets beyond. It's preposterous. It's preposterous. How can a team that's 50, even me with the title, bantering with Liverpool, yeah? I don't think Liverpool will win the league next season. But obviously, they're not jittery. Whatever they've done now is not jittery. Was it a fluke? To some extent, yeah. But do you know what I mean? I can hold my hands up and say, yeah, I'm hating on Liverpool. I'm a hater. I'm a football hater. But the way people spin things to justify some of the narratives is just ridiculous. You're a football hater. Just hold your hands up and say, yeah, I'm hating. Now, I think this Arsenal team fully strength is better than Liverpool. Just the way the manager's got it run. And not by much, by the way. It's close. It's close between Arsenal and Liverpool. And that Man City team needed a refresh. So I get it. That's why next season is going to be so compelling. Because you're going to have real teams going hammer and tongs next season. And it'll be interesting to see how Slot replaces certain man. That will be interesting. Arteta has turned Arsenal's hamstrings into lamb shanks. Do you say hamstrings? Yeah. Into lamb shanks, you know. United never forced it. That was Arsenal fans saying Saka was no. You man forced it, bruv. You man forced it, bruv. The same way you man forced Luke Shaw. It's the fastest event night. What? It's a feast. It's a feast every night. What do you mean? Where, bruv? Oh, football? We're talking about football. Odegaard, it's been years, pal. What do you mean it's been years, pal? He was decent last year, and the year before that, it was amazing. Well, this guy performs like KDB. Saka performs. No excuses. When will this guy perform like KDB? You know, Jesus Christ, bro. He's not got what KDB's got, bro. He's got the elegance, but he ain't got that ability. KD and plus KBD's ambidextrous for starters, so he could do a madness in that number 10. Odegaard can't find the net this season. He can't find the net. It's been poor. It has been poor, Nathan. I agree. Let's not mention Greenwood. Greenwood was there, if not ahead. Bro, come on, Jordan. You're better than that, bro. Chris, it was always mainly Foden and Saka and everyone else, bro. We've never compared. Bro, you managed to compare. People used to tell me Sancho was better than Saka, bro. That used to be an ongoing thing. Both Liverpool and Arsenal need someone like Roots, however you pronounce his name, or Cherokee. Oof, yeah, could do one of those. But I thought Stopper was your guy, bro. I thought Stopper was the man. Saka, Groikes, how do I pronounce his name? Semeno. Next season. How much we getting Semeno for? You know what? I didn't think of. You know what? Because I've only seen Semeno really the other day, so I never would have put him on my list. But you know what? Better than Nico. I'll say that. Better than Nico. I will say that. They compared to Saka because Saka is the standard creme de la creme. Bates, what you saying? Would you have a front three of Sakas? Yes, I would. Or Saka, Osimhen? No. Not from the second one though. I would take Osimhen or Saka, Isak, and I would take Saka, Isak, Martinelli. Cunha, I would have Cunha as a squad player. I feel he can't be starting for Arsenal. You want to win the league, boy. Arsenal have 5 FA Cups in 20 years. A small club. Numbers, yeah, the numbers ain't great. They're not great, bro. No way Saka is world class. Only bollocks, bro. Saka's world class, bro. We never thought. Yes, you did. 30 goals. But that season when to a few seasons ago when he had a great season, you lot was all eating his ass. If Arsenal win the Champions League, will they be one of the worst teams to win the competition? I can only name Chelsea and Porto. Why would we be one of the worst when we finish second in the league? I remember Liverpool finishing 5th behind Everton. That's one of the worst. When you beat AC Milan, that's one of the worst. Great final, but that's one of the worst. Like AC Milan were celebrating at half-time, smoking cigars in the locker room. That's one of the worst. Bassett. I don't know where Bassett. Come on, bro. Nice. That was weak, Bassett. That was a weak attempt. Weak. What you think about Gordon? Decent. I think Gordon's decent, but no, we can't get Gordon, and I don't think you can get Gordon either. Semeno's like 50 million. Won't take that much. That's not bad. Still, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Rashford versus Mbappe was the biggest piss take by United. Listen, United fans are piss take, bruvs. When Arsenal finished 8th and won the FA Cup, and we said we had a better season than United, everyone and their mother poo-pooed it, yeah? Jason Cundy, I remember him laughing at Arsenal fans. Marvellous Marv laughing at Arsenal fans. 2-2s now. Man United could be 17th, winning Europa, and they've had a better season than Arsenal. This is just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. Football's like Arsenal 10 years ahead of everyone. Rashford's career is legit like Walcott. It's worse than Walcott's, and Welbeck's legit. Showed great heights, but no, Welbeck never showed great heights. Welbeck was always shy. Man United fans, Man United PR made out as if Welbeck was good. What Welbeck was good at was he was a workhorse, and you could always get 100% out of Danny Welbeck. He never shirked anything. But in front of goal, he was shocking. His touch was a madness. Everything was just a madness. But you know what? You would have him in your team. He was a dirt Kyle. That's why he was just good. I used to say play him in midfield. He would be a monster as a DM. Absolute box to box. He would be a monster. Like Joe Linton. Is Virgil van Dijk the best in the? It's hard to say. It's hard to say, Bassett. For me, in terms of aesthetics and all round, that for aesthetics, so the form and his style, he's the best. So he has everything. He's got the pace. He's got the power. He's got the technical ability. He's got the brain. He's got recovery, and he's always available. And he's 6'4". He's an absolute fogging unit. So if we're talking of, if we're gonna make our best defender, he ticks every box. Every fogging box is our Virgil. But the caveat comes at the expense of who is he playing against. This is why it's hard to judge, because who is he playing against? He's got no Alan Shearer, no Ian Wright, no Nicholas Anelka, no Jermaine Defoe, no Robbie Fowler, no Michael Owen, no Wayne Rooney, no Robin Van Persie, no Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Do you know what I mean? These men, no Dwight York, have I mentioned Andy Cole, no Sheringham. Like, these men would give Virgil van Dijk a hard time. No Didier Drogba, no Thierry Henry. These men would give Virgil van Dijk a hard time. And he hasn't played in an era where the strikers he's got to come up against is Kai Havertz, bro. And you telling me fogging Kai Havertz, and after the names I've just mentioned, the worst on the list I think I just mentioned might have been Jermaine Defoe, bro. And Jermaine Defoe today would hit like a ton of bricks, bruv. He would score 100 goals in a season, bruv. Lethal. Lethal. Left foot, right foot, bang, bang. Remember when Big J said Rashford was better than Michael Owen? Bomba clot. Bomba clot. If you can find the clip, Nicholas, please send it to my IG, bro. Please. It was Martinelli getting mentioned before. No, Martinelli never got compared to anybody. What he got was suction. What he got was speed demon suction. What he got was Jurgen Klopp saying this kid could be amazing, but under the right stewardship. No, well, it's hard to say, Jordan, because I see some clips of Rio Ferdinand, which I knew before I'd seen the clips. I just needed to have the clips. But Rio Ferdinand got done up in so many games. It was unbelievable. That's why in that World Cup 2002, you know who made the World Cup team of the year? Not Rio. It was Sol Campbell, bruv. Rance called it with Rashford and Welbeck comparisons. Top Reds got him cancelled. Who got who cancelled? What got Rance cancelled? Is that when they got Rance cancelled? Because I see some little documentary on Rance, Joaquin, and Goldbridge. Because Joaquin used to be part of that, or something. Something. Now, he was on a couple of shows with Goldbridge, and then Goldbridge got rid of all the man. Welbeck only just passed 10 for the first time. Don't piss me off, bro. Random footballer. Who remembers Baptista? What shy in it? You see, you know what's mad about Baptista? The season before Arsenal got him on loan, we put in a £25 million bid to get him in, and it was like Arsenal fans were going bonkers. This was going to be amazing because he was sorted after. He scored something like 40 goals in all competitions from midfield for Sevilla, something stupid like that. And he was like a Patrick Vieira mold, Diaby mold, but he was also a striker. So it was like, what have we got here? This hybrid. And we was desperate for ballers. But you know what? He wasn't shy. He was decent. I just think there was a lot of pressure on his back, and he knew it was a loan deal. But I think he was also in an audition. But yeah, it was a tricky one, Baptista, boy. United fleeced Arsenal for. Well, listen, you know, when we got Welbeck, it reminded me of when we got Kai Havertz. When we got Welbeck, I remember I was laughing because Spurs were linked with him in the morning, and he was going Spurs, and I was busting up, cussing all the Spurs, man. Like, real clubs don't get Danny Welbeck. Then bang, Arsenal get. But I get, you know what? I did warm to Danny Welbeck, to be fair, when he come to Arsenal, he performed. But I knew what I was getting. I know I was getting a workhorse. I know that's what we was getting, but I don't think I wasn't ready for that. I wanted styly and banging in goals and bang, 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 bang. And Danny Welbeck was a good servant for Arsenal, so I'm not going to cuss Danny Welbeck. When Arsenal man would say Martinelli came from the 4th division of Brazil League is when we would compare our player wingers to him. More of a bullshit. BS, broski. Because Saka plays right. But you got to remember, Saka was playing left at the beginning, bro. What you on about? What happened to Cheeky Sport? We we've shut your mouth, Jack. You're on Division 1 shit. You remember? Shut your mouth, Jack. You do nothing. Chicken Sport, we just went under. It just went under. It just went under. And Joel done the Rio thing and things with Murky and Joaquin's doing these peanuts and Jikes. Now freelance A&R. I don't know what he does, but he does good work. And then I'm a poster now. I'm a postman. Yeah, I had to retire from the photography game and all that, and I do a bit of football fico on the side. I thought I wanted to do this football thing. I wanted to do football fico with Cheeky Sport. It was meant to be underneath Cheeky Sport, but them man started messing around. They're just messing around too much. So I just said, nah. And then I just went home and did my own football fico. I just wanted free reign as well. I didn't want to be told what to do. Imagine Virgil van Dijk stand together for me. That is the dream. You see, for me, Sol Campbell or Yap Stam for me are my ultimate defenders for some reason. For some reason, Sol for 4 years, Sol Campbell. In fact, before he got to Arsenal, he was a beast, but he just didn't get the respect, and he was a colossus. That's why I feel either Stam. I won't be angry. Like this is preference now. This is when it comes down to personal preference because there's nothing much between these players, but. Campbell couldn't play ball. He wasn't a baller. He was a straight arse defender. I think sometimes you need that. Even in the modern game, I think sometimes you need just straight arse, no messing around defenders, and let everyone else play the game. And he will get to a standard where, all he has to do is play the simple thing. I don't want him to do nothing mad, but defend. And defend like a fucking trooper. Sol Campbell was a colossus. Yap Stam was a colossus. These men were true artists of defending. But then your Rio Ferdinand, who came in later on, was a hybrid of because Rio was a DM at first, stroke midfielder, so he had the technical ability of a midfielder, of a decent midfielder. And when you put that and mold that with it's common sense. When you mold, because this is how I became the baller that I became, because I could play up front and defense, but I learned a lot from defending, which helps you later on with everything else. Yakubu would cause Virgil damage. So would Viduka. Do you remember Viduka? These man there, Virgil played against Aguero, Kane, Holland, Isak, Messi, Ronaldo, and he got bent up by all of them, man, to be fair, Bassett. But that's what I'm saying. Look, in the Premier League, it's only Aguero, Kane, Haaland, Isak. And Isak bun him up. Haaland bun him up. I'm sure Aguero must have bun him up in that time. I'm just saying. What game, bro? Vidic was better than Rio. In terms of old classic defending, yeah. But as a player, Rio was the better player. Rio was solid. Rio was solid, but he was not. Himself talks himself up like he was the greatest. Rio was getting stripped naked by Bellamy. That one always sticks in my mind. The Bellamy one. Kaluuya, was it Kalu, Bentley? When was the Bentley one? Yakuba. And them, man. Jesus Christ. I think Carvalho and John Terry. Yeah, that was a great partnership though. And it was a great unit, and they had the whole momentum and the whole Jose false momentum, because when Jose left, it wasn't the same. Although there were still elements. Virgil van Dijk was the aggressor. Virgil van Dijk can do everything, but I would just like to see him up against the real bad man. But when he comes up against the bad man in today's game, like Isak, bun him up. The players you see him get skinned up by were top ballers. Not Bellamy wasn't a top baller, bro. Carvalho was definitely better than Terry. That's controversial. Vidic, I meant not Virgil van Dijk. Vidic was the aggressor too. Harry Bomber Clark Kane finally won a trophy. Does it count? My man doesn't know how to act. This like popping the cherry for the first time because he's embarrassed and he knows it. Baptista, Eleanor, and Wenger love beat her, and Wenger love beat Amar, Messi, Mascherano, and whose guys in Copa America final, they killed them 3-0 or something crazy as shit you will see. Bruv, what was that? Baptista, Eleonora, and Wagner. I read that as Wenger, and Wagner loved to beat Amir. I read that as Vega, you know. L. What was his name? Elano. Was Elano the Man City player, bruv? Man, have bad memories tonight. No, don't be silly. Don't be silly. Sol Campbell looks like a man mountain, but sounds like a screw in a balloon. Love Sol Campbell. Company and Stan would be that would be serious. This when it comes down to preference though at this point, because whether you have Rio, Terry, Campbell, Company, Stan, these are the top echelons of defenders. So Tony Adams for me again. Tony Adams, I'll stick him in there. When you have these like it doesn't matter at this point. It's like fine margins, and the naked eye can't tell. I think at that point it comes down to stats, but then stats ain't even fair. It's a tough one. I hear Sol, but Stam has the Italian pedigree, and don't forget Sol tackled the man so hard that the ball travelled into an assist powerhouse, bro. He was a beautiful player, man. Yes, he was, and Company was a DM too. Like, yeah, I remember Company being a DM. I remember that. Torres tore up Vidic. Light work, innit? Oh, yeah, it was light work. It was a madness. Do you remember them ones, the 4-1 victories? Ooh. Remember Arsenal Sly Suarez bid? Loved it. Wish it had gone through a year later. They got Welbeck. Now we're slapping them up. 2 titles for the head top. Virgil van Dijk was scared of Messi and that. Don't do that. Against Messi, he sent Robinson, Fabinho, Henderson, Milner, and Matip. Please stop it. The archives are there of him 1v1, and he backs up. I've seen him back up a lot with the 1v1s. Until reinforcement comes to help. Facts. That's good defending though. Virgil van Dijk and Campbell would be the best blend. It would be beautiful, bruv. That's it. Messi ruined all these man's career. I can't lie, LOL. My man, Messi. What do you make of all this Yamal talk over Messi? Botan, before getting sent to bed, was the best centre back in the world. That was Messi Botan. I ain't seen that in a long time. Let me type that in. That was nasty work. It's got it in 4K as well. Oof. 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 Aye. Bayern Munich was shell-shocked. And Lua was wearing a facial mask, everything. 6 attempts, 4 on target, 2 goals. He just overtook Ronaldo that goal as well. Onside. What? Boom. Oof. Fog me, bravs. Fog. Boom. Oh, he went down like a tree, but he went down like a tree, bravs. Fog me. That was crazy. Crazy. Confident. That's it. It's we've won, bruv. We're gonna beat them. Don't you worry, son. Yamal never. Confident of winning VPSG away. I reckon Arsenal will score first. I reckon we will within 10 minutes. He was literally the best CB in the world, and he done that. He won the same. Messi embarrassed all my defense in that 2011 final. Great game. Great game. Went to a sports bar to watch that. Arsenal should sign Pogba. I thought we should sign Pogba in January, if I'm honest, to boost creativity. Odegaard, the side man, needs support, but Pogba's 30 now, isn't he? It's all peak, brother. It's all peak. His powers are waning. Anyway, man, I'm over and out. I'm off ski. I'm going to do one more shoot and I'm getting to bed, baby. Anyway, man, love. Tomorrow.